Hi everybody, this is George Christodoulou. I haven't made a video in a little while, maybe a little over a week. Um, Basically I went on a week-long vacation in Florida, and I was able to enjoy it. If I had anxiety, I know it probably would have been a lot more difficult, especially the 17-hour drive. If you ever want to take a 17-hour drive, just remember, try not to sit in the middle. It's very uncomfortable. Anyway, on the previous video, I talked about the misconceptions of anxiety. Basically, those things that are just not true. People with anxiety tend to not know that these things aren't true until somebody explains it to them, or over time they just learn it. For example, like you think you're gonna die with symptoms, and I don't think there's any reason for anybody to think that way. I mean, anxiety symptoms are very scary, and I remember they were pretty scary for me. And especially at first, I thought I was gonna die like every day. So that's just one of the misconceptions. You can definitely review that video if you haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's in my library of videos. Anyway, so in this video, we're going to talk about relaxation. Relaxation is very important when you have anxiety. Chances are you're probably wound up and very stressed, and chances are that stress might be coming from the anxiety itself. So now, relaxation is a very good way to help you alleviate some of the stress and try to help you calm down during a panic attack, but it's definitely not the only thing you should do. But in this, I just want to give you a little bit at a time, so this video is just going to focus on relaxation. Okay, as you can see here, this is a basic overview of what I'm going to talk about. Let's begin with breathing. Breathing is very important when you have anxiety or anxiety disorder, because when you have a panic attack, chances are it's being caused by some messed up breathing. Like you take a few extra breaths too many and you just can't catch your breath anymore. When I used to have panic attacks, I remember I was always hyperventilating. At the time, I had no idea that was happening, but now when I think back, it was. Basically, when you hyperventilate, you are taking in too much oxygen, and everything is unbalanced, and you feel lightheaded and dizzy, and everything comes from that. Even the chest pains, which at the time I thought were, heart pains, and I know most people do, everybody that I talk to at least, or the blogs and forums that I read online, a lot of people think it's trouble with their heart, and so did I. So basically, it's usually more of a chest pain, which comes from putting pressure on your chest when you take in too many breaths and forget to exhale. Anyway, to help with this, you should definitely practice some breathing techniques. You can check online. There's plenty of different techniques you can try where you can focus on breathing and increase your lung capacity. So when you do a panic attack, it'll be a lot easier for you. As this woman is demonstrating, the paper bag method is also excellent. If you feel a panic attack coming, you can try breathing into a bag, and this will regulate your breathing. And I also want you to remember that when I used to have panic attacks, I didn't notice it at the time, but they would happen. I mean, the beginning signs would occur hours before I really felt the brunt of the attack. So remember that when you notice, if you can notice anything happening, like a certain point, if you notice yourself taking an extra deep breath, that might lead to a full-blown panic attack, so pay attention. Alright, and next we're going to move on to meditation. Meditation is a great way to relax. With anxiety, it's probably very difficult to focus on meditating and focusing on breathing and things like that, but you can again check online and look for different strategies. And who knows, maybe it'll work for you. Maybe you'll be able to relax and think. And meditation is a time to either clear your mind, or it doesn't have to be a time where you think of nothing. You can maybe use it as a time to think. Think about your anxiety, think about what causes it. Think about things in your life. It's always good to pay attention to yourself once in a while and make sure you deal with your environment and everything around you. By avoiding things, you just end up burying them, but that just causes them to fester. You always have to deal with things. So meditation, keep that in mind. Next tip that we have is to get plenty of sleep. If you've ever gone without sleep for an entire night and tried to function, it is very difficult. I remember going once with my girlfriend, staying out to see Good Charlotte. You had to go, of course, because you wanted her to be safe. So I was out there all night, and the next day I had a review for an exam. I could not tell you what happened that day. I could not tell you what was on that exam. Needless to say, I believe I got about a 30 on it. Luckily, she retested, so everything was fine. But anyway, plenty of sleep, 8-9 hours, always good. And try not to go above that amount. A lot of people with anxiety and depression tend to sleep a lot longer. That's difficult to deal with. If you feel like there's nothing to get up for, it can be really difficult to get up. I remember getting 10 hours of sleep and not being able to wake up anyway. To try to fix that, maybe you could try to, get some goals, get things to wake up for. I always try to find something to wake up to. Maybe you can order the newspaper or something. Something good to wake up to. Okay, next we have another tip. You need to reduce stress. Easier said than done, I know. But look at this guy. What is that? Lightning coming out of the computer, attacking his head? That would definitely cause stress. Well, basically, again, like I said with meditation, you really need to take time and think about your situation. If you have certain stress and you need to get rid of it, you have to think, what can you do to deal with this? Definitely do not ignore anything. If your boss is very stressful, if work is very stressful, if you can't quit, then you have to deal with it in some way. What causes it and why, and is there any way to deal with it? Problem solving can be very difficult, especially if it's something you have to do, like work. You need money to pay rent, right? Well, that's again where you have to think logically and try to figure out the best solution. And if there is no solution, try to find help from a friend or online. Try to talk to your boss if it is a problem with your boss. Could be stress at home, could be kids, could be you don't make enough money, whatever it is. Take some time, think about it, find a viable solution, and stick to it. Take action towards that problem. And that's about it for reducing stress. Oh well, I guess you can also do things like drink tea and things like that, but we both know that that is only a temporary solution. Drinking relaxing tea and watching TV and stuff like that, it's all just, it's a good distraction, but remember, you always have to deal with stress. You can't always use distraction methods like playing video games or watching TV. You have to actively deal with problems. And that's basically it for this video. Just remember that anxiety is something that you can beat. I did it, and I know I've read plenty of success stories online. I've spoken to people who have done it as well. It's definitely possible. You just have to take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Think clearly, and make sure to check out my book, The Anxiety Control System. It uses my experiences and the experience of people who I've talked to in trying to figure out what causes anxiety and what you can do to solve those problems. And if you want to give me a call or send me an email, you can. Contact information is on the site. And that's basically it. Just remember, anxiety is not something that you'll live with for the rest of your life. Thanks for watching. Bye.